happy to have you here today. We're about to start the show, hooray. Welcome to Amy's Art Cabaret.
Welcome. What'd you say, Barb? Welcome.
And also Barb.
And also Barb. We have to sing along.
Gotta add that, yeah.
Yeah. It's Amy's Art Cabaret and also Barb. Yay. Barb, before we get started, for everyone who's paying attention to my social media, Barb's going to interview me today. Yay. You seem to have an updated friend with you. Who is that? My guys are curious.
So if anybody has been watching since, honestly, the beginning, was this?
This is the 10th episode, Barb. Oh, this is number 10.
It's wow.
Can you even remember what were you doing 10 weeks ago? You were doing this.
Exact same thing. That's true for all of us, Amy. I mean, come on.
It's true. During the pandemic, we're all doing the same thing.
Like 10 weeks plus a bunch of
other weeks, yes.
Quarantine and all of that. But yeah, the first week I started the parrot and I wrapped up all this cardboard.
Oh, let's look at him.
Sat there for a long time. And I eventually did the wings, which I think I did, a couple of weeks ago? Something like
You
that?
started the wings last week, actually.
Was it really last week? Yeah. Okay. But so I did more. And then I finally painted him and did like collage of things from magazines and such. And did some painting here. And this is an eclectus parrot. Which and this is a male eclectus parrot, because part of the reason that it's called that is because the males and females have wildly different colors. Like female is red and purple. So this is a male. And this is since this is part of my pirate getup, I will eventually make it so he can sit on my shoulder. And this this is Admiral Mango.
Also, Barb, he's the perfect size for your shoulder.
Yes.
He is. Did you know he was going to be that perfect size?
I was planning on him being a shoulder parrot.
Well, let's consult my group here. We love Admiral Mango. Welcome to the collective. Yay! Sweet. I have other friends and stuff to show you. These guys are going to sit over here. Archer and his friends. Cool. So, Hi. Oh, yeah, I didn't even check in the chat. Hi, Diane. And Dennis. And Eric, if he's around. Hello. Probably not. They could say hi. So I have lots of other friends over here. They're wondering, they're here to make their debut.
That's Sam.
What they're wondering, these are little bunnies that have they have my label in them. You could put they also have they're weighted down, so they sit there perfectly. They're made from fabric scraps, textiles, and old clothing. And I love his tail. So soft.
That's very cute.
There used to be 3 of them, but now there's 2.
Doesn't it usually go the other way with bunnies?
Yes. But one of their bunnies was traded for somebody else, and so he hopped along to a new family. It happens sometimes. The bunnies, you leave the cage open, they get out. There's no controlling bunnies. Oh, that's my family is watching. Hello, Sadie and Evan.
And also
hello, Karen. Oh, everyone's here. So exciting. Yay. Hello, everyone. Okay, so my bunnies are excited. They're going to go sit down over here and watch the show with us.
They're great.
Yeah. Thank you. I made them a while ago, but I just thought, they need to see the show.
Yeah, introduce them.
Yes.
Expand the family of Cabaret.
Yes. It is very expensive. So, Barb, I'm going to let you take over because you're supposed to interview me, right? I think you have some questions or something.
I do have some questions. However, it might just wind up being like a general ramble. We'll see. I've in the extremely unlikely event that we both wind up not having anything to say, I have questions. We'll start with that. But we're also, as we're doing that, the plan. Do you want to tell us what the plan
Oh
is?
yes, the plan. Well, Barb asked me, because I'm the guest this week, what I wanted to make. And I thought 100 million things. But I have to break this down to something that could actually fit on my table here. And then I might actually finish. So I chose artist trading cards because I have a gazillion of them. I've taught classes doing them. They can go in all different directions, and it would be easy to follow along at home, anyone for any age. Because there are traditional rules to the artist trading card, but I break those rules all the time.
Okay, you gotta tell us the rules though, because I don't know all the rules.
Okay, well, the artist trading card, let me do a little measure here. This is an actual official artist trading card, this piece of paper here. It is based off baseball cards, so they are supposed to be a certain measurement.
2.5 by 3.5 inches?
Yes, that's correct.
I looked that up.
When I told you about artist trading.
I know about
you know what
them. I
they
don't
are.
know all the details.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to give a whole lesson here today, but
Okay.
they have a long history of when they started. Actually, 1997. I don't know. It's a long time ago. It seems like it at times, but it depends because 2020 is really long. So anyway, so I have a bunch that I've done on that, and you can use any medium, you can use anything. But what I tend to do as an upcycler is I have a lot of cardboard that I cut to size and use a lot of upcycle materials. But today I'm using cardboard from seam binding that's usually wrapped around this that you get in the store or the thrift store. I have lots of it. It is not the correct size.
Gave me power.
I know. Oh, I also label them when I trade my artists, because I do trade the cards if you take the class with me. So I'm going to use this so I can stick with my upcycling, but I've done them postcard size. I've done them I have too many of them. I've also taken them in the direction that sometimes they just end up being collages. Oh, I have a couple of them stuck together where I have paper on the back so they can hang up.
Nice.
Yeah, so sometimes they get really small. So I'm not really breaking the rules, I guess, but are there any rules to break? Who knows? I don't know. Yeah. So that's why I chose artist trading cards, so that we don't really have to think about a theme. You can use whatever skills you have. If you are able just to scribble, that's perfect. If you want to collage, want to do 3D collage, I have a button that's sewed on. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So you can do whatever you want.
Well, I was thinking about using wood and carving.
Oh, I like that.
A measured amount to 2.5 by 3.5, and I went too far in with this, but that's okay. And as I was doing this, I remembered that, hey, your designs really should pay attention to the grain of the wood. So this exclamation point, I really should have done the other way. But that's okay. This was just, that's why you do a test one.
That's why Barb does a test one.
That's how, Plus, it's just fun to carve it,
I wish, when you said that, I wish I had carving tools, but I don't.
It's satisfying,
Not everything's right near me.
So shall we begin?
Yeah. Ask me some questions.
I have questions.
I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff to show off.
Yeah. So this is a short one. Describe your current style of your artwork in 3 words.
Oh my God, I wasn't ready. I told Barb I didn't need the questions ahead of time. I may have been wrong. Okay, pandemic style. I just had to write, well, I didn't have to. I was asked to write a short paragraph about what I'm doing now that the pandemic has taken over our lives and we're home more often. And so I'm still sewing a lot, doing a lot of stuff, but I also talked about in that paragraph Amy's Art Cabaret. So anyone who might be watching from a link, please join. 3 words. Indoors.
It doesn't have to be like current. let's say the last few years, because things tend to, I don't know about you, but like my style, it tends to evolve.
Oh, that's true. Well, I used to describe, and I wanted to show off my tree. I wanted to talk about my tree in this because I had it all down pat about how I said it in the past. I'm a conceptual environmental artist focused on reuse. That's more than 3 words. I hope that's okay.
That's fine. That'll suffice.
Yeah. And then my reuse is involved in all sorts of stuff. I make all sorts of papers. This is on a little bit of screen. Nice. Still, I left it on the screen right now because I liked it. And when it was wet, and for several years, like over 10, it was stuck to this piece of wood just by drying on it. It's released itself though. And then during that same, after that I made myself a tree. Nice. It was 3D. I think anyone's been on my show has seen, you can put links of my tree. My tree was really tall and then it wasn't. Here it is in the garden, very tiny. But it was in my last fashion show that I had. Oh, here's my tree with a caterpillar.
Cool tree.
Yeah, it's receipts from my apartment. Just any kind of receipts and reports.
Is this the big one?
This is the big one. It was 3 feet tall, 7 feet on its pedestal. Even though, I don't know if this will work, but you could still see words in it. The words
required
for
Equired.
all. Equired for all.
Equired for all.
Which I put this tree outside so it could compost naturally, open air style. But when this ink still shows perfectly, I start to think, oh my gosh, what is in the ink of our receipts and our printers? That's a little scary. That's so anyway, my tree was in my friend's yard. We thought for 3 months. 5 years later, it was still there. I think it was year 6 or something. I asked her to bring it inside, what was left of it, and to dry it out, send it across the country to California, which she did. Thank you, Shannon. You could see videos of the tree in various stages on my YouTube channel. But what I did when it got here, no. Oh, Barb's frozen. Well, I'll keep talking. What I did was I wanted to show you the tree now.
Ooh, am I back? Okay, I think I'm back.
Barb's back. Barb, do you see the tree?
Yeah, let's see. Ooh.
Well, look at this tree. This is the tree, what's left of it. It got flattened by nature.
Am I still gone?
And it's
still gone. When am I back?
I can hear
Barb.
Barb's
there I am. Okay.
And I made it
after being out in the elements?
After being out in the elements, it's still falling apart. As I sit here, pieces are falling. I'm going to have to sweep. I'm covered in stuff.
But that's part of the idea, right?
It is, but I thought, I foolishly thought it would go away right away. And I'm trying to see if I can find, because I know there's still letters from the ink. Oh, there's still a bunch here. Right there. Look at all that.
Wow. Oh, wow.
That's a lot of words. That might actually be from the cardboard tube. Those construction tubes that you pour cement down was the base of it.
Totally.
But recently I was looking at it and thinking it's kind of gross now, but not gross.
Gross, but not gross.
And I was thinking, what is the next stage of my tree, Not that I knew I was going to turn it into a purse. Oh, now I have to sweep my tree back into its box. I was thinking about burying it or something, putting it back into nature. if I was back in the Northeast, I'd put it in a leaf pile, let it just de-leaf. But
now here's the question.
yes.
If you do that here, or even if you did that there, would you pull it up again or like dig it up and see after a period of time how it's progressing?
That's a great question.
That
Probably no, because the top of the tree had tumbled off. It took 5 months before the wind blew hard enough for the tree the top to tumble off, and it was just sitting on there. It wasn't glued on or anything. And Shannon's husband put it into the leaf pile. I think I carried it over, and then he covered it. He was kind of happy, gleeful to see it go. Yeah. I don't know how he felt about us putting this in the yard to begin with, but thank you for letting us do it. So yeah, then he covered it up, and I never saw it again. So I'm okay with that. I probably wouldn't look it back up. No. No. Oh, here's another good picture of the tree when it was still.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That looks very tree-like.
It is. I have some really good pictures of it. It was and then after just a couple of years ago, I was inspired. There she is carrying the tree as a purse. So the tree lives on in various different ways.
There we go. FYI, my internet has been super sketchy the last 3 days.
What is going on with Barb's internet?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's just being ridiculous, especially when I'm trying to do things, video things online.
Video things online?
Yeah.
Barb, do you have another question?
Oh, I do. I have lots of questions.
Okay, good. Because I have lots of stuff here before I get to work.
Okay. What are your biggest artistic influences? That could be people, styles, periods, whatever.
When I was little, Crayola.
There you
go. My mom, because I still vividly remember her drawing when I was little and me watching her.
Yeah.
And for all my fashion stuff, it's the fabric itself and the patterns and colors. So patterns and colors and texture play a big part of what I'm making and why I'm making it that way.
Are there any particular like patterns or textures that you tend to like lean towards, that you kind of prefer?
Well, medium wise, I prefer paper and fabric. I have some with me today.
Yeah, but like, do you like using fabric that has patterns on it, right?
That's true. Yeah,
what kind of patterns like catch your fancy?
See, my tie that I'm wearing, it's got little bees on it.
Very cute.
And I made matching shorts that I'm wearing today with pockets. And even though the shirt doesn't have a pattern, I made it into the shirt that it is and made a bird on it.
Nice.
And I hand sewed this whole shirt because I didn't have a machine. I just moved across the country. And even though these are solid colors, this is wool felt for my earrings that I made. And cherry headband. So I don't know, Barb. I think it's patterns. You're correct, because Barb sees my wardrobe a lot, so she knows that it's not uncommon for me to wear like 3, 4, 5 patterns together collectively.
Very true. You seem to lean nature.
Yes.
There's a lot of creatures.
I love animals.
And a lot of plants and fruits. And is that apples on your headband?
That's cherries.
Cherries. Okay. Hard to see. They're very, very, very tiny.
They are tiny. My head's far, far away.
Okay. Here's another one then. Another question.
Okay. I'm ready as I cut up some fabric.
What are your favorite non-artistic influences?
It's so hard. I'm one of those people that I've never had anyone I wanted to be. I never had anyone I looked up to in that manner.
Amy doesn't like people.
It might be true about my brother and some other people out there, but it's not true. He likes people. He just says that. That's a good one.
Or I should say, maybe visually artistic influence. Because I mean, like, is there music that tends to inspire you? I know you've pulled out music and we've had dance parties.
That's true. But I really think being outside inspires me the most. Birds and squirrels and just nature, like you said. That's probably why it's in my patterns and in my artwork. Here's another tree. Yeah, now that you mentioned, everything has either people or nature.
One of these days I'll come back to the stream.
I see and hear you, Barb.
Okay, there I am. I'll tell you something, Amy. I am really looking forward to watching this over again after it's over so that I can hear your answers to the questions. I'm just going to assume that you're answering the questions.
Barb can't hear things is the new Instagram.
Yeah.
Barb can't hear anything.
It's just like I ask a question and then it cuts out. So
Barb's like, I don't really want to hear the answer. You know, whatever she has to say is going to be kind of boring. She's just going to be pulling out some paper to work with and other random things. You don't really need to hear them. Right now I'm pulling out scraps from earrings I wore recently. And my fish earrings, which are on my table somewhere, and some weird plastic bits. I like to incorporate weird plastic into my art sometimes.
So what are you Go ahead.
I think I'm going to do something sewing related because I have a needle threader that broke, but I kept part of it. And I cut out some pieces of fabric. Got a little twist tie. I don't know. I got these little animals. I don't know if I'll use them or not. But yeah, and my animal theme is back.
Animals.
That's the answer to your question. What influences my art? Animals.
Animals.
And that includes the human animal. They're in there too.
Yeah, we are animals.
Human animal.
Human animals. Yeah, I have to.
But I mean, I don't know if everyone has this. Is this normal or not? I have a whole box of birds that I've made.
I think not quite everyone, but
you don't have a box of birds that you made.
I have Admiral Mango.
Yes, he's not in a box.
He's not in a box. He likes to live free.
These birds are just temporarily in a box.
I see.
Temporarily. Okay.
You're going to let them loose at some point.
Oh yeah, they come loose.
Fly away.
Earrings and stuff. My whole apartment is decorated with birds.
Yeah.
Okay, so and this piece looks kind of like the bunting I made the other week.
Ah, so it does.
Yes. And I'm going to include possibly like my portrait of myself and Jean from the other episode.
There you go. That's cool.
Starry Night. So I might include. And the motorcycle outside, if anyone can hear that on my microphone.
Oh, yes.
It is Saturday and warm here.
That's what all the weekend warriors are out in force.
Yeah. So Barb, do you have other questions? Because I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm ready to answer these questions.
Okay, I'm going to answer questions. Yeah, Amy told me to get questions, and then she was excited and surprised that I did have some. Okay. So, all right, I might have asked you this before, and I've asked other people here, but I can't remember if you did answer. What's the first thing you remember making?
Oh, I remember drawing. Making, what kind of making do you mean? Because I vividly remember drawing. I remember exactly where the crayons were at my grandparents' house.
Do you
or
remember what you were drawing?
anything.
Anything and everything. So
I
not
was constantly.
specific.
No, I'm sure I drew something like this is my house. These are my parents. I'm sure I drew some of that as every little kid does.
Yeah.
I remember babysitting my neighbor and drawing with him. And we were using crayons. We were using his stuff. And I was much older by that point because I'm babysitting.
Yep.
But I decided to cover the whole sheet, which was probably an influence from an assignment at school. And I drew a whole rock star scene. I wish I still had this, where they're all on stage and they're playing, and I drew the whole audience and I everything.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was, and that was like middle school or younger. And then high school, I started making clothes, but I started sewing in much younger than that, and I haven't stopped
before that.
Yeah, I started sewing. My mom taught me stuff when I was really little. And then I made the standard pillow everyone makes in middle school. And then that's one of the things I didn't.
Pillow in middle school. But yeah.
Well, I don't know when they stopped that, but you should have. It was fun. I made a pillow and it had a bunny on it. I made an applique of the bunny. So does that tell you my animal influence hasn't gone away? Still influenced by the animals. And that was definitely 6th grade because I had a pet bunny and I loved bunnies.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Does that really answer the question? I guess it kind of answers it.
Yeah. No, I mean, like the questions are not these kind of questions are not intended to, get the exact answer back. They're meant to be a prompt to get you to, gab.
To talk, I can't do that.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that you're not talking at all. So
no.
I have a kitty right here.
Oh,
hey, Solo, are you gonna check this out? Oh, there's Solo. Hey, Solo. Nope, he's gonna walk by.
Well, that's okay because
my tea again.
He's gonna spill things. We'll keep making art. He might come back. Everyone saw my cat last week for his surprise jump over the hot glue gun antic.
Yeah, Solo's gonna have to come back because this is the way down from the window that he's at right now.
I'm thinking about whether or not I want to double side this, and I think I do. Sometimes I don't, though, so you can put your website and stuff on it.
Yeah, that's one nice thing. I am not digging this. This was a bad choice of pattern.
Barb quits already.
Barb changes plans.
Barb, you'll like this. I don't know if this will show. It's got a bunch of stars on it. Someone gave me this bag. It's supposed to have candy in it. I don't know if it did, but I was like, I want this bag. I'm going to cut this bag up. I'm not usually for plastic bags, but when you can reuse them, I think I might overlay it.
Here's the Solo. Solo, turn around so people can see your face. Turn around.
Oh.
Over here. Not towards me.
Cats, they don't follow instruction.
You really don't.
Cats do what they want. Well, as we we've talked about before, they understand what you're saying. They just don't want to do what you're saying. So I'll just keep talking because we can't see Solo because Barb's face.
Now you can.
Your internet froze, Barb.
No.
We can only hear you.
Just when I got my Solo.
Just no one believes you really have a cat. You're making this up.
I'm holding him. But I'm holding him. And he's
we're very.
Half letting me. Can you not see? Really? Oh.
We cannot see.
Here, I'm gonna put you down. No, you gotta not. Oh, scratch me though.
He's not scratchy. You sound like you're talking about my cat.
No, he's got his claws on me. I'm trying to put him down, and he's like grabbing me with his claws, and I'm like, no, that's not how that works.
That works that way. Claw.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I set these up the wrong way. Okay, we need a new question.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the next question.
Okay, next question. Oh, is what's the first thing you sold as an artist?
Oh my God. I know I've sold stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first pieces of clothing design. I didn't make them for it to be for sale, but I have a fan, and actually no, I take that back. She bought stuff for me, but my very first thing I sold. I don't think I have a picture in here. A friend of mine wanted a paintball shirt out of this flag fabric he had, and flag fabric is not flexible, so I had to make the neck so that it didn't look gigantic, but still could fit his head and still look normal. Well, there's a picture somewhere. Anyway, I did it. That was the first thing I sold. The first commission, I guess. The first.
Nice.
Well, I'm sure I've sold a lot of. I've given a lot of art away, but I also sold a skirt that I made that I was wearing that someone wanted, and then a pair of pants I was wearing she wanted, but she couldn't fit into my pants, so I had to make them brand new. Oh, I have the pants that she couldn't buy right there, if you can see them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they were really
cool.
soft too. Yeah, so I got a similar pattern fabric and made pants for her. And then, yeah, so I've sold a bunch of clothes, but art, what other artwork I've sold? I've traded so much artwork, and I used to always just make stuff and give it away. I've sold stuff when I was working at FIT. They had a fair there, so I sold artwork there. Actually, I take it back. I sold a lot of artwork at my solo show that I had in Hoboken. And the key is to price it to sell. I was looking through my stash of shows I've been in, prepping for the show, looking at all these things, because you keep your clippings. Some people do. Anyway, and some of those clippings have like how much I was pricing things at, and I'm like, oh my God, no wonder why that didn't move. I didn't really want to sell that. So there's different theories on how you price things, like the pricing of my fabric and my patterns. And I recently sold I made a pattern from a dress so that the person could make the dress again. And I sold that price at a discount, but thinking about how much time it took me to draw it out and trace the dress to make a brand new pattern versus how long it might take me to sketch a person, those prices are not going to match.
Right.
Or how much I would sell a tiny little art piece to how much I would sell a big one. And also if I want it sold.
Right.
Or if I want to hold on to it.
Yeah.
But I guess it doesn't really answer your question, but I went off on a tangent anyway.
No. I mean, okay, the intention of that was to get you to talk about like early things that you made that went off into the world.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And it did that.
It did. I have a lot of stuff that old friends, and by old I just mean I haven't heard from them in a while because I don't know where they are, because everyone moves. But they have a lot, or they had a lot of my art. And I even gave clothes away to my best friend, and then I forced him to be in my fashion show. I didn't really force him, but he wrote a beautiful article that I was rereading this morning. I have somewhere over here that I'm trying to get to right now that I couldn't. I was very pleasantly surprised about this beautiful article he wrote. Anyway, and he wrote very nice things about it. It's a full page review of my fashion designs.
Nice.
And he's in here wearing the pants and the shirt that I gave him. And he
Nice.
happily mentions that in the article.
Cool.
Which also reminds me, I wanted to show you something else that my tree inspired.
Let's see it.
That is in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
This is a picture that's got shadows, so it's not that good, and it's glossy. But I covered a piano with sheet music.
Oh, cool.
I covered an upright piano, and it was outside in the Bronx. It's all covered in vintage sheet music that I got off of eBay in a estate sale.
Nice. Did people come by and play it?
They did. I have some videos of people playing that they made themselves or I saw. And then it went to, I thought this was appropriate. It went to Visions in Chelsea, in the Chelsea section of Manhattan, which Visions is a place for people who can't see that well. So it's a very tactile piece anyway. So I thought that's perfect. They can just feel the piano. And I didn't get to choose where it went. They just told me later. So, yeah, so my tree has inspired many things. It keeps inspiring things.
Nice.
So, next question.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thank you.
Next question. Actually, yeah, no, that's a good question. You already were kind of getting into that, but like, what happens to because like when you make a whole lot of stuff, you can easily wind up drowning in it.
Oh yeah.
Your place is not. You are not drowning in things. So, what happens to your stuff after you make it? Or else do you squirrel things away really, really well?
I was going to say one of the things is I squirrel away very well. I'm part chipmunk. And the other is, of course, a lot of stuff. I make all the presents out of. I don't purchase stuff for people, unless I have to, like get them soap or something. But I as a reuser, I reuse a lot of my art. It gets used more than once.
And just turn it into a new thing.
I will tear it apart and tear it into something else.
Nice.
And then sometimes if it's something flat, like this is flat, whenever I decide that it's done, I'll probably just build on top of it. Like the old masters and their oil paintings that they hated. Just keep going.
Go on top. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What do you do with all your stuff, Barb? You make so much stuff too.
Some of it, well, a lot of it I try to make things that are going to be useful. Are we getting this is a pre-interview to next week's?
Yeah. I threw this question back at you.
Threw it back at me. We should just have this be interview each other at the same time.
That's easy.
That is easier in some ways. No, a lot of the things I try to make be things that I'm going to, that are either, as you say, gifts or things that I'm going to, like, I will use around the house. Like I made a kind of a landing pad cork board thing, key rack that is by my door and that I use to put my keys on, and it works really well, and I don't lose my keys with that thing, which is kind of impressive. No, it's really impressive because, I lose things like crazy.
That's the other channel. Barb loses things.
Barb loses things. Yeah, there's that. There's Barb breaks things. There's
There's a few different channels.
Yeah, that's And
if I just want to add, if any of our guests or viewers have any questions too, feel free to put them in the chat.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, what else do I have here? Let's see. Ooh, okay. So what are like some of the best kind of, this winds up being a little bit of like a this question's a little bit of a advice kind of question, or else just what are some of the best like artistic habits that you have or that you want to have?
Well, I'm very organized, so I'm sure that's helpful.
Yeah,
Everything goes back in its place.
that's true.
Although I do have because of the pandemic, I have a huge pile of fabric on the floor by my sewing machine that's been there for months, but I cycle through it every single day.
Mm,
And my goal of that is to get through it all.
mm.
Not going to happen, but that's my goal. It's not going to happen because I keep adding to it.
Yeah, that'll make a difference.
But I wish I would continuously market myself better.
Mm,
I have a skill that impressed my friend Rachel.
mhm,
We were selling at a craft fair, and I saw someone walk by that I knew, and not
mhm,
someone that I was friends with, just like a coworker,
mhm.
not an enemy, just a coworker.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, I started yelling out their name, and I'm like, "You're coming over here to buy something, right? Yeah, like I just turned into this crazy marketing person. Um,
There you go.
and he came over and bought stuff. You know? I don't know if
That
that'll
works.
always work, but yeah, I was like, I need to do that all the time. And if I
Mhm.
did that all the time, then it would be even harder to remember the answers to the question of what did you sell, or like
Everything.
everything. I've sold everything. I'm gonna sell this
Literally
beautiful
everything
thing.
you ever made, you've sold. Hey,
Yeah.
that would be
So,
nice.
yeah. So that I guess marketing would be self-marketing. Um,
Marketing.
or having, if I had enough disposable income to get someone to pay someone to update my website all the time.
Yeah. That's a tricky one.
I was thinking back earlier this morning to pre everyone has a website,
Mhm.
um, and all the art that I used to make when I was little, and
Mhm.
everything that's all out there in the universe somewhere.
Mhm.
And also I wish I was like, I have a lot of photos on my cell phone of everything that I've been making.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm pretty good at putting it on Instagram, but actually most of the stuff I make does not even make it onto social media.
Mm.
So you have no idea, Barb. If you think I'm making a lot, you add the,
Add
100
more
or
to
something.
add a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. Um,
You gotta post those things. I could
I
bug
gotta
you.
post those things. So I wish I was, but I feel like I wish I had it on the website more. And at times I do
Mhm.
get really good and put it on the web, put a bunch of stuff on the website. If you click on amypowerdesigns.com and go to my art page or my
Mhm.
sewing page, either of those, there's a bunch of stuff. One of them, they all have links to my blog, which my sewing
Mhm.
page on my blog has galleries. So at
Mm.
one point I did really well, and then I don't know, a couple months ago I wanted to add to the gallery and I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I didn't. So since I couldn't figure it out in like a few minutes, I never
Mhm.
did it.
You're like, "Nope.
Yeah,
That's how
so
much time I was willing to devote to that."
I've allotted this much to online because I
Mhm.
prefer being offline, and
Mm.
I'm very tactile. If you're watching me
Mm.
make this right now, most of what I'm doing is just touching things and deciding if I
Mhm.
want it to go somewhere. Um,
Picking textures and whatnot.
yeah, I'm just touching even the
Yeah.
paper. So that's what I do a
Mhm.
lot.
Nice. Yeah, you're gonna have to put that on your list of stuff to do.
No, yes, everyone, Barb and I have made
Amy and I are
our individual list of stuff.
we're
Ooh, anyone? Hot
mhm.
glue, metal,
And we're
hot
meeting up and we're quote unquote meeting up
for
to kind of compare what we have gotten done from our lists so that we can make sure we actually get stuff done.
yes.
Hmm.
We've only done this for 2 weeks now, so
Yeah, I was gonna say it went really well the first week at least.
it's been going well right now. It's only 2 weeks
It's
in.
good. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we can't fail like the second week. We got
Yeah,
to.
if anyone out there has any methods that they themselves use,
Mhm.
we're Barb and I are open to trying different things. Look at me now. I'm looking at this fabric or paper fabric. I'm already trying to think if I could incorporate it. Although I don't want to cut it, but oh, I might just start a new one with this. I like that you can see through the screen.
Ah, Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then what I like about this is these are all various hues because some of them are really old.
Hmm.
So in theory, I think they were all white at one time. And this one's actually peeling apart the cardboard, which could, you can't always tell, like cardboard, this looks like it's one piece, but it's probably not. It's probably the same as this.
Yeah, just the paperboard kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's layers. There's layers.
I know, but if you don't make it, you don't really think about that. Okay, next
Okay,
question.
next question. Uh, okay. Short version of this question: did you have a blue period? No, but how has your art progressed over the years?
Did I have a blue period? I
Or
had a
just
paper period.
okay. Tell us about the paper period.
Well, that's when the tree was made, but before that, before the tree,
Is that when that purple stuff was made too?
the purple stuff was made during the paper period.
Yeah.
The I made a giant. My classmate brought in a shredder, and we shredded magazines, and we made a giant piece together that we had in the gallery at the school. And we won a $25 gift card for being awesome. No, I don't know what the thing was. Best of something. He kept
That's
the
something.
card, the gift card, so I never saw that. But I wasn't as I didn't really care about the gift card. What I said to him though is, I was like, "Oh, where'd the art go? I wanted the art."
Yeah.
He threw it away.
No, I heard that coming before you said it.
If you think about it, like,
That
what's the point of this art? My point of the art was recycling at times. So yes, if he had recycled it, that would be
that's
one thing.
yeah.
But
Oh,
he did not, and
boo. Mhm.
that's okay. That's why he's remaining nameless. But I was just like, why? Where is it now?
Why would you do that? Where? What trash can do I have to dig through
It's
to
true.
go get it?
But I mean, and he was very helpful. He got me the tube to make the trunk of my tree.
Mhm.
Um, the tree I actually started in 2006, so it's still going, which is amazing. Oh, now I'm distracted by Sparkle Mod Podge.
Sparkle Mod Podge?
So outside of that, I have a sewing period. When the pandemic started, all I did was sew. My first thought was, great, I don't have to commute. I have all this extra time. I can just sew. And that's what I did. So I have to take pictures of them all yet, but I have what I'm calling my quarantine wardrobe, where lots and lots
Yeah.
of things.
Is it lots and lots of shirts and not so much
No, actually, there's a
huh.
few skirts in there. There's a pair of pants, there's shorts that are going to be coming soon, lots of shirts, of course, and lots of things made from that pile of fabric. So they kind of match each other.
Oh, there you go.
Sometimes I look like a nurse or something. It's funny.
Oh yeah, like your shorts and your headband.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's matching. I have a dress made out of the fabric of my headband too. I almost wore that today. But then I also have I never go away from paper and fabric for too long. A project that I was wearing when Cindy was on the show was my dress that I then covered in paper, and I kept all the scraps of paper from that dress. So I have them here. So I thought I might incorporate some of them today too.
There you go.
So I guess I've had a bloom period.
There you go. Let's see. Here, I'm gonna skip things. Ooh, what is something that you think people don't know about your work that you want them to, or else that you want more people to know?
I don't know. What is something that they don't know? They probably don't know how much I make.
There's that.
Because I also, I
I'll
guess
post
another
it.
thing from the other question would be, I wish I was entering more art shows.
Gotta put that on your list.
I know, and I do at times. There's years where I get in a lot of art shows because I'm proactively wanting to beat the year before, my personal year.
Yeah.
My Mod Podge is not, the lid is stuck. Yeah, so what was the question again? I got off track.
Something that people don't know about your work.
Oh, okay. My gosh.
That you do a lot of it.
I do a lot of it, but I don't know if that's all I want them to know.
Like,
do you have an example for me?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, no, I just came up with random questions. No,
Oh, you made both of us speechless. How did you even do that?
Thinking about how I would answer the question. I just thought, hey, that's kind of interesting.
Are there secrets?
Are there secrets about Amy that we don't know?
Probably that I dabble in almost everything. Like my
Okay, what's something that you dabble in that a lot of folks don't know?
Oh gosh, I don't know if anyone doesn't know these things.
Okay, well, something less known.
I don't know. What do you know about me? Someone, what do you know about me? I would like people to know that. I was thinking about this a lot recently, that the reason that I love doing this show and that I was happy to do it, was excited about the idea, is because I used to be a DJ on the radio. And not many people know that about me. And I miss that. Occasionally I'm like, maybe I should try to get back into that. But which is so much easier nowadays because you can just do it yourself, unless you want to get paid. Unless you want to be a DJ on the air. Yeah.
You got to be clever if you want to get paid about it and not be.
Actually, no. You just have to be persistent, and unless you do it yourself. Yeah.
That's what it said. Yeah, like if you do something like that where you wind up getting advertising or have like a Patreon or something like that where people subscribe to you or whatever. Or
oh yeah. That's true. I wasn't even thinking about Patreon, but you're right.
PayPal you $5 and give you buy you a coffee.
I was gonna say, how much is coffee and tea?
Yeah. I mean, people say $5, but well, depends where you go.
Yeah, what kind of, I was gonna say, what kind of coffee and tea you're getting. Holy moly, I gotta unplug the hot glue gun. It is getting hot. It just did a little fancy noises for me. Unplug for a little bit. Move to my Mod Podge world and my other glue stick world.
There you go. Nice.
So I guess I didn't really answer that question, but
that's true. But you had a hard time with it. Okay, I have one last question.
Just one more,
and
Barb.
This one can go, I know, but it's 2:54. Like
you're right. I'm ready.
Okay, what are your goals for the future?
Listen to Barb getting so heavy. Let me bring the screen back up. Barb.
Well, like
my goal for the future here was to
there's like optimistic. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Was to maybe get to the end of my project. I don't think I did, but I got pretty far. I started on the back already.
A lot further than me.
Oh yeah. I tend to work pretty quickly when it's small.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't do any sewing of garments on the show, because then I work a little slower. But it's not because that's another thing. I'm not a perfectionist, which is why I can work fast. I don't think most people know that. I don't have a problem with imperfection. I also don't have a problem with asymmetrical things. A lot of artists like things to be symmetrical, and I'm okay if this never matches up perfectly. But yeah, I already forgot your question, Barb. Oh, the goals for the future. I remembered
How
it.
about not just goals, but dreams for the future?
Dreams for the future. Let me put on my pirate hat as I think about
Because,
dreams.
like, I kind of know one of your dreams for the future.
They change all the time.
I know, but it could, okay, so it could also be, it could be a combination. It could be like big grand dreams for the future, or it could be like a project or a piece that you're, or a medium that you're in, that you want to get into and do more with. Like, do you want to make another rabbit?
Since I'm pulling my, I
You
love
want to do like a full mural on one of the walls of your apartment or something. Like, what do you do?
Oh, I never think about painting the walls because, well, I'm a renter. Yeah. You can still paint if you're a renter, but I don't want to deal with that. I've done that when I was younger. Artistic goals. That's a good question. I would like to just be in more shows. I would love to be more active in my community, but I can't right now because we can't go outside too much.
Well, we have talked about trying to do a virtual art show.
Yes, because every year I am one of the organizers. Richard, who's somewhere behind me, is the other one. Oh, I'm blocking him. I'm trying to make it so you can see him walk by. We do Fun a Day LA, which last year was in Long Beach. The other years was in Santa Monica. We're moving around, but this year, because of the pandemic and the stay at home, even though the show is not until February, we were thinking about virtual already. That way, we could also be more inclusive that way as virtual.
That's true. Yeah,
and
have more folks from more places, and
you don't have to just be in LA if we have it online. Yeah,
true.
Karen loves our idea, and Karen's in Australia, and you could be in the show, Karen, if we're online, because it's easier that way. Yeah.
Do you call it Fun a Day LA then, or do you call it?
It's still Fun a Day LA. The name's not changing. We debated about changing the name. International Fun a Day LA.
Fun a Day international version. Fun a Day LA international version. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And hopefully maybe some sponsors. And I guess that would fall into a goal is I'd love to be able to host some more. I want to do wearable fashion shows once we're allowed out again. And host those and organize those and be in them.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. It's just they're easier to do in person. Not that we couldn't do a virtual one, but the Fun a Day LA had wearable art in it in Long Beach, so we'll probably have some more of that virtual.
Yeah, there was a lot of wearable art at the last one.
I made a toilet paper cape.
I know. It was all very, very cool.
Yay! Oh, Karen wants to be in our Fun a Day show already. Yay!
There we go.
Quick. Yay! Yay, Karen!
Yay.
So that makes at least 3 or 4 of us. Actually, it's been very popular. People renew every year. So I have some people who've been in every single show, which is nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so those were good questions, Barb. I wasn't ready for them, and I was excited.
Do you wish I had given you the questions before?
No, I didn't want to prep at all. No,
Yeah.
I like spontaneous responses. Yeah.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
Barb,
You'll probably give me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Next week, I'm going to interview Barb because I realized our first show, we just pretended to be pirates.
Yeah, we didn't actually interview each other in any way.
No.
We didn't talk about our stuff, really. We just kind of we were pirates.
We were pirates who made art, and it was awesome. And we might be doing that again.
We could try to do an interview of me as pirates.
Oh my
Except
God.
that we kind of made up like everything.
Yeah,
that was part of the fun of it.
Yeah, we'll do normal.
Part of the joy of that.
A normal interview here.
Okay, so you showed us what you got done. I started on this with this kind of chevron pattern, and then it was just this wood is not good for it. So I took this kind of cabinet sample piece, and it's working a little bit better. It's still like super. I'll probably do one sometime after this that is like has like paint pens and probably paper cuts.
Oh, paint pens. Nice.
Yes,
I like it.
I am so into paint pens right now. So,
Awesome. Oh, my family's on again saying we're doing well. Yay. Hope you're all doing well too.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking forward to next week, Barb. Where's Admiral Mango? We should see Admiral Mango should say goodbye to us on the way out. Okay. Well, thanks again, Barb, for being on the show. Thanks for interviewing me. It's been fun.
Interviewed.
Get ready for questions next week. I don't know what they are yet. Okay. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.